Good afternoon, and welcome to our first episode of Trojan Talk with head football coach Jackson Arnett. I'm Jay Turner. Trojan Talk will become a weekly feature of BCHS Live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. It's being televised on EPB Channel 19, SCRTC Channel 97, and also on BCHS YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us, and tonight we're going to take a 2018 look at this year's Barron County Trojans. Well, Coach, it's here. Friday night, first ball game against Casey County, and brand new stadium. Been a lot of hype, a lot of positive vibes. Community's excited, fans are excited, and I think, well, this being my 23rd consecutive year of broadcasting Trojan football on the radio, I don't think I've ever seen so much excitement about a football program.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It's here. It's exciting, and I was telling someone the other day, the year before I got here last year, I coached in a semi-state game at Corbin, and this had the same. There's just the same kind of buzz around this week. It just kind of reminded me of that, and obviously not the same caliber game, but it's that same feel. You know what I'm saying? That same buzz around town, people coming up and talking to you, asking you if you're ready, this, that, and the other. So it's exciting for me. I love that.
I know we've seen some new T-shirts floating around that has a new beginning. We've seen some that has "This is our house."
Right. Yeah. That was kind of what we started. We started breaking it down to "Never Again" and then "Our House," and that's kind of been our motto. We don't ever want to go back to where we were. We want to just always move forward, never look back. And when we say never look back, we remember who laid this down for us and the foundation that was built. But this is the 2018 team, and we're trying to make our own history.
Well, I know you probably don't want to go back to last season, but we were the Road Warriors last year. Of course, the new stadium was being built. All the games were on the road. We had 9 seniors in those 11 weeks that we played on the road. Not the season that you'd hope for, but still had some younger players that got some valuable experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's made us better this year. If nothing, you don't like to lose, but it made us hungry. I talked to the guys today after practice in the locker room. I said, look, guys, nobody has been through as much as we've been through. Nobody. And they all was like, you're right. And so I started talking to them about handling adversity, and they kind of understand, well, we have been through a lot. We can handle anything. If we can handle what all happened last year, then there's nothing we can't do.
Well, let's talk about the off-season this year and how that went for you and the team. I know you had some sort of boot camp this summer. Is that right?
We did. We had a 2.5-day boot camp. We had some guys from the Army recruiter post in Bowling Green come down, and we spent the night in the JROTC building Wednesday night and Thursday night. And the Army guys came in about 5 o'clock on Thursday morning, beating, banging, blowing whistles, air horns, waking them up. And it was just 2 straight days of, it was physically difficult, but it was team building. We had leaders emerge, and, man, it was great. It was great for us. It was a great way to start practice, and we got better because of it.
Well, I know you scrimmaged Webster County last Friday night, and I think we scored, 5 or 6 touchdowns. Saw a lot of improvement, especially on defense.
Yeah, we brought back Coach Muse, Tommy Muse. He's calling the defense, and give him all the credit in the world. He's good at what he does, very detailed, very good with the kids, and he does a great job with them, and they've responded to him. And, we've changed our philosophy a little bit, and man, we've just really sold out to it, and we've got a lot of good athletes on defense.
And I know it seemed like we tackled better, too. I know last year we had a lot of trouble tackling players, but saw a little improvement with that in that scrimmage on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, we tackle every day. I was bound and determined this year we're gonna try to make tackles, and we got to get to the ball, rally to the ball, and that's been my biggest thing. We got to get to the ball, and if somebody does, God forbid, miss a tackle, we got to have 10 other guys rally into the ball right behind him to make it for him. So, we've gotten a lot better at that. It's not one-on-one anymore, and if he misses it, they're gone. I feel like we do a good job rallying and getting to the ball.
And I know on the offensive side, it looked like we were able to run the ball more. We didn't pass a whole lot, but we ran it quite a bit.
Yeah, we, did completely. it's a completely different look on offense. It looks like we're a lot of the same stuff, and a lot of it is, but it's a different mindset. It's a very physical, downhill, we're gonna hammer you and then we'll throw it kind of thing. And I think I got a little impatient last year, just trying to do this, do that, and we'd get down quick, and I felt like we had to throw. And I just did a lot of self-reflecting too, and then went and looked back at our team. We've got a team that can throw it if we have to, but we want to run the ball. I mean, there's no secret to it. We want to run the ball.
How's practice gone this week, with it being the first game tomorrow night?
We had a good week of practice. We had 4 really good days. We had the best run through today that we've had since I've been here. Don't know what that means really, but we've had a good week. So we're prepared. I think the kids are ready and they're prepared.
Talk about what you see as the strengths of this team, and maybe some things we might need to improve on as the season goes on.
Well, there's leadership. We've got some leaders and people rally behind them. And if I had to pick a strength, I'd say it's us up front. I think we're pretty good up front both ways. And that's what you want to be good at, in my opinion. So, we've got a lot of returning starters who are juniors, both ways. We've got one of the best defensive tackles in the area, Cameron Hurt, on defense. I mean, there's some guys up front both ways that can really play and really, really get after it.
And that was my next question about the personnel on this team and who'll be playing in key roles this year, and with still having a rather young squad, but the numbers have picked up. You had, 43 players last year to finish the season. This year you've got around 60. Yeah,
we just bumped over 60 this week. I think we're at 63 now. We had some new guys join last week, and, that's kind of always been my policy, they're on the team. They're not dressing this week, but they're going to start stepping in, and they'll eventually get their equipment. But yeah, there's a lot more buy-in. I mean, the kids have just really bought into what we're selling them. And, they've lifted hard. They've worked really hard. I just can't get over how hard they've worked. Things are, and it doesn't always go good for them, but they rally and they stick together.
You've also expanded your coaching staff. You've got several new faces on your coaching staff, but you've got some familiar faces as well.
Yeah, we didn't lose anyone. We only gained. So very much familiarity there. We added Tommy Muse, defense coordinator. We brought on Chad Eaton, receivers coach. Kelly Maxey coaches our running backs. He's a former coach at Glasgow Middle School. Does a great job with our backs, and then my brother Lincoln Arnett coaches our quarterbacks, and he's done a good job so far. They've all been just extremely. I said that I wanted 4 guys going into the offseason. I wanted to hire 4 guys, and I went 4 for 4. So I got really lucky, and luckily knew some of them, had some connections with them, and got them back, and I'm very happy with our coaching staff.
I'm going to miss Lincoln on the sideline this year. He was our sideline reporter for radio last year, and I know you'd rather have him helping you coach, so it's good that you've got him assisting you as well.
Yeah, he we don't get to aggravate each other about what questions we're going to ask or all that this time, but he's done a really good job. He was really he kind of struggled at first just because he's new to coaching. But, man, he's really worked hard and picked it up. And it's hard to work for your brother, I'm sure. So but he's accepted the role and the responsibility, and he's done a great job.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more Trojan Talk. We'll run down the schedule for this year, and we'll talk about some other things as well. We'll continue Trojan Talk in just a moment.
You're watching BCHS Live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. BCHS Live is a student-led live online video production program started in 2015 by 4 BCHS freshmen. The BCHS Live program is here to showcase everything going on at BCHS, from athletics to special events and opportunities to ceremonies and celebrations. The BCHS Live program is here to show everyone in our community what BCHS is all about, and with 3 major online outputs of our broadcasts, we truly live up to our motto: everything BCHS, anywhere you want it.
The Burgundy Media Network, or BMN for short, is a network of Barron County High School's 3 major media outlets: 88.7 FM, Trojan Radio, BCHS Live, and the Trojan Times school newspaper. As a whole, we are determined to provide you with BCHS news, sports, and interest like never before. Check out our weekly newscast broadcasted every Friday from within Barron County High School, or check out our website at barronschools.com/BMN. From all of us to you, we thank you for your support of all things BCHS. The Trojan Thread School Spirit Store is the #1 place to find any and all things BCHS, with a wide selection of clothes including hoodies, t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, and polos, to everyday items including pens, pencils, notebooks, and stickers, to jewelry including earrings, necklaces, bracelets, and wristbands. So stop by the Trojan Thread Store any weekday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. or during any home varsity basketball game. The Trojan Thread School Spirit Store, keeping Barron County in style.
Heading into the second year from an approximate 12-year hiatus, the Trojan Times has an all-new look and an all-new approach to bringing you BCHS happenings. We are an entirely student-based publication working more than ever this year to inform you with BCHS happenings. I'm Brennan Crane, Editor-in-Chief, and I can say that we are thrilled to showcase BCHS in a whole new way. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at BC Trojan Times. You won't want to miss this. Go BC!
Back with more Trojan Talk. This is our first episode of Trojan Talk. We'll be doing this every Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and we're broadcasting live here tonight from the brand spanking new Trojan Stadium, the Trojan Field back behind us here. And, Coach, I don't know how you could have any better backdrop than what we've got here.
That's what I thought when I first walked in. I was like, that looks pretty good. This is a pretty cool setup here.
Well, let's talk about the schedule. It's changed a little bit. Bowling Green, South Warren, those powerhouses in Class 5A that we've had to contend with for several years now. Both teams have won state championships in 5A and 4A. They're no longer on the schedule, as we're not going to compete in the district this year. And this is also our last year in Class 5A, so to speak, as we move up to 6A next season. Let's talk about the new schedule, team by team. We'll leave Casey County for last, since that's their opponent tomorrow night. We'll talk more about them more in depth, and so we'll leave them for last. We've got 7 home games on the schedule and 3 away games this year, and we'll start out with next week's game against Allen County Scottsville. Brad Hood and company, they lost 16 seniors. They lost their quarterback and several other key players. Yeah,
they did, but they're still going to be Allen County. They'll be physical. Brad, good buddy of mine, does a great job. He, they're always going to be physical. And, it's going to be another good test for us.
And then 2 weeks from tomorrow night, we take our first road game to Adair County. And, of course, they're coached by Clay Stevens. They returned several players. They were kind of young last year, too. And probably a game that we should have won.
Game we should have won, but, again, made us hungry. And we ought to be prepared for that one. We've been on the road just a couple times, so that one won't be, at least we won't have to get up at 7 o'clock again and play on Saturday morning. At least we can play on a Friday night.
Yeah. Monroe County, your alma mater, Billy Joe Murphy, the coach there. That will be coming up on September the 7th. And they lost some key players in Ty Mink, their quarterback, and also Billy Michael Dyer. But they do have a couple other players that return for them. Yeah,
they've got some guys back. They've got a good – they'll be a more of a prototypical Monroe County team, when I was there, and for a few years after me, we kind of got into throwing the ball a little more. But before me, there was a lot of, ISO, trap, power, lead, that kind of thing. And I feel like that's what they're going to be more of. They got some good backs, a couple good players out on the edge. So
I think Braden Murphy and Landon Stinson, a couple of players that we'll probably see over there or over here when we play them on September the 7th. It's also the night that the 1988 Trojan football team will be recognized. 30 years. I think they won the district championship that year. They went 8-2, and our principal at Barron County High, Brad Johnson, was a member of that 88 squad, and so they'll be recognized that night when we play the Falcons.
Yeah, should be a good night. Should be a fun one.
September the 14th, the Greenwood Gators. They've got a new coach this year, William Howard. He was a former head coach here at Barron County at one time, and they'll be coming here on September the 14th. They lost their quarterback, Jackson Adams. Seems like that some of these teams were playing, they've lost their quarterback who probably started 3 or 4 years for them.
Yeah, Greenwood's going to be Greenwood. They're going to do what they're going to do and be physical. So that'll be another game where we'll really have to really step it up physically to win that game.
Right. It used to be a district team that we played. September the 22nd, that will be on a Saturday. Brand new team on the schedule. I don't know that we've ever played them in football before. The Ballard Memorial Bombers. And that will be a trip. Are you going to go the night before?
No, we'll leave on Saturday. That's I've only seen them on film. I watched them play on film when I was at Corbin, when we was getting ready for Casey County. So that's the only time I don't know much about them other than in the past they seem like they've scored a lot of points.
Yeah. I was looking at some of their information. They were 3-8 last year. They averaged 38 points a game. They gave up 53 points a game. Their 3 wins, they averaged 66 points a game. They scored 74 in one game last year. It was 74-70. They beat Crittenden County 74-70 in that game. So you talk about some, I don't know. Yeah. And they only lost 5 players, and I think they're a 2A team. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. All right, we'll come back home on Friday, September the 28th, back home against Taylor County. They lost 14 seniors off that team, but they do return some key players.
Yeah, that's arguably the toughest game on our schedule. I mean, they've got a lot of skill guys. They're going to be pretty good again.
And then, of course, the next week we're on fall break, so we'll be off that week, October the 5th. We'll come back on Friday, October the 12th. Another new team on the schedule. We'll be hosting the Clinton County Bulldogs.
Clinton County, they'll be another team that's physical. I know they've got a really good quarterback. Other than that, I don't know much about them.
Just a couple of notes on them. They were 6-3 last year. Of course, they don't play in a district, and I don't think they have ever played in a district, have they? Averaged 44 points a game last year, and they beat Caverna 70-25. That was one of their wins last year. Senior night, October the 19th on a Friday against, a team that we beat last year, Grayson County. They were 1-9 and lost 12 seniors, but they do have some players coming back for them.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be better. We played them last year, and we won. We still didn't play our best game, but we won. They were down to their, 4th, 5th, or 6th quarterback. I'm not even sure. So they'll be better. They'll be a much improved team.
And then we'll close out the season on the 26th of October. We'll go on the road to Edmondson County, and they lost several players off that team.
Yeah, another game I felt like we should have won. Just to be honest, I felt like we should have won that game. I think youth got us there. And should be good to be some of our guys' last game. So with no playoffs behind it, we can go ahead and play as hard as we can and play everyone the whole time and just go for broke.
And I know we lost to them 21-0. That game was at Warren Central, and that was senior night and homecoming.
0-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Going in the fourth quarter. Well, let's go back and talk about our opponent coming up tomorrow night, Casey County, the Rebels, a team that they thumped us pretty good up in Liberty last year. They only lost 2 games. Last year, one of those games, they lost to Corbin, a team you're very familiar with, 35-14. The other loss was to Powell County, 44-41, in the second round of the Class 3A playoffs. And then 2 years ago, they were also 10-2, and they lost to Corbin in the third round of the Class 3A playoffs. And they've got some key players that return, including their quarterback, Austin Campbell, their running back, Preston Tucker. I think he scored 5 touchdowns against us last year. I can't remember exactly, but those 2 guys you'll have to contain and to have a chance to win that game.
Yeah, they lost some guys up front, but they're still going to be good and physical. They are a team who's, like you said, in the last 3 years they've only lost to 2 teams. They've lost, I think, 6 games in 3 years, and 5 of them were to Corbin, 1 to Powell County. So, I mean, it's a team that knows how to win, and they're not going to fold. I feel good about us matching up with them athletically. offensively, we should have scored, I think several times last year. And again, I feel like youth got us, and so I feel good there. And then defensively, we're just so much improved. We got to stop Preston Tucker, and we got to stop their little receiver, and that's really the key to it. That's what you got to do.
Right, and you talk about the team being excited about this new stadium and having more players out, and you've got to feel like you've got some momentum going into tomorrow night's game.
Well, we just want to go 1-0 every week, and our kids are hungry. I'm not saying that means we're going to go out and win the game or do this or do that. It just means that they're hungry, and I think that we're improving day by day. And I tell our kids that, if you just keep improving, the wins will come. Don't know when, don't know where. It could be tomorrow night. It could be, whenever. But just, and the biggest thing I talked to them about this week was, new field, new stadium, big atmosphere. So what? You're still playing football. Mm-hmm. Act like you're playing in the backyard. There's just fake grass and people here to watch. So we've been through enough adversity the last year that I feel comfortable with our guys handling it.
And that had to have been tough, getting on a bus week after week after week and going on the road for every game.
Pretty hard. It was a grind. It was a very long season. And, winning cures all ails, but going on the road 10 weeks in a row for home games even, it's tough.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hope we get a big crowd out tomorrow night for this first game, and hopefully the weather will cooperate. I think there's a chance of rain in the forecast, but kind of the scattered variety, I believe. So, we hope to get as many people out to support the Trojans tomorrow night.
I encourage everyone that, forget the weather, come out and enjoy a good high school football game. See two teams that really like to compete and get after it come play, and it should be a really fun environment. Be at the Trojan Walk at 5:30.
Yep. Coach, thanks for being on, and we look forward to doing this every week, every Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and good luck to tomorrow night's game, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Coach Jackson Arnett, and hope to have you out tomorrow night. If you can't make it out to the game, you can join me along with John Butler, Robert Bauer, and new sideline reporter Chad Withrow for the broadcast. We'll have it on 103.7 Nash Icon and online at ESPNKY.com and also on BCHS Live as well. That's Trojan Talk for this week. Again, join us every Thursday night at 6 o'clock here on EPB Channel 19, also SCRTC 97, and BCHS Live under YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. For Coach Jackson Arnett and the entire Barron County High Live crew from the video production class, I'm Jay Turner. Thanks for watching.